It's a false start on Tony Tell like it is. I jumped early. Bryce Harper signed with Philadelphia for 13 years. Advanced Occultic Numerology is why Philadelphia signed Bryce Harper for 13 years, ladies and gentlemen. As mentioned before, number 13, James Harden, is going to win the championship from Mike D'Antoni after he failed to do so with number 13, Steve Nash. James Harden went to school at ASU, and he's going to do it against the Philadelphia 76ers. I made that 13 connection to Philadelphia, and you're seeing Bryce Harper sign for 13 years with the Phillies because it has everything to do with Philadelphia being the site where the first and second Continental Congresses of the 13 American colonies met to declare independence against the British Empire, and that's where they declared war against the British Empire. In Philadelphia was where the framers and the delegates met in order to raise money for the war. So that is the significance of Philadelphia. It has everything to do with being the Continental Congress of where the 13 original colonies met. You can look it up on Wikipedia. Sports with the Philadelphia 76ers are scripted around. I mean, here's the thing with our nation's independence is that the year 1776, 7 plus 6 adds up to 13. Philadelphia Continental Congress, that's where they met at. And then the capital was at New York City, and then it moved to Washington, D.C. That's American history. The number 13 in the scripting in Philadelphia sports. Super Bowl 39, the Eagles lost to the Patriots. 13 years later, in Super Bowl 52, the Philadelphia Eagles rematched and beat the New England Patriots. Both teams won 13 games during the regular season. It is 41. That is the 13th prime. The Eagles, 41 points were scripted in the Super Bowl against the New England Patriots. Now, the next part is why 330 million. 330 million has got the number 33 contained in it. We declared war against Britain. We established the federal government, the founding fathers. Many of them were Freemasons, deist Freemasons. It is Masonry that equals 33. It's 33, the highest degree of Masonry. We established our federal government. It is federal that equals 33. I want to say New York City was the first capital, but the framers, the crafting of the Constitution, where was it ratified at? It may have been Philadelphia. That's going to tie into it as well. Where was the Constitution ratified at? It had to be Philadelphia. Okay, Philadelphia, right? We signed the Constitution at Philadelphia. That's where we founded our country. And it is the federal government that was established by Masonic founding fathers. They created the federal government at Philadelphia. It is federal that equals 33. It is Washington, D.C. that equals the 33rd prime. The word police equals 33 in gematria. The word government has got the number 33 contained in it. Masons believe in worship, authority, and the rule of law. The number 33, the Freemasons, and government are synonymous with each other. That is the significance of 33 and the federal government being created over at Philadelphia, because it was the states that created the federal government, and the delegates from the 13 states signed off on the Constitution in 1787. So that was why the Phillies signed Bryce Harper for $330 million. I'm going to leave it at this. It is Bryce Harper's October the 16th birthday of 2019 this year that equals 65. I want you to see that it is Bryce Harper. It is Philadelphia that equals 65 in gematria. So early indication is that after 13 full seasons, it's looking like the Philadelphia Phillies are going to win the 2022 World Series. That's going to be in a whole other separate video. I've answered that question. Is that I'm probably going to say 2022 is when Bryce Harper can recruit a team. And if he wants to bring guys from the Nationals or whatever, then that's the reason why. I mean, Washington is where the federal government, that's the capital of the federal government, Washington, D.C. That's where Bryce Harper played at. And, you know, he went over to the Philadelphia Phillies, and Philadelphia is where the federal government was created at. So these themes are all scripted. It's all scripted based off of American history. I'd have to say 2022 right now, but that answer would be answered in full in the next video. And I'm still sticking with LA over New York for the World Series. I'm glad that the Dodgers odds are going to be really high for my own selfish reason. So Dodgers over Yankees, and the Yankees in 2020, it's possible they could face up against the Yankees. And it's a narrative for 2020 because 2009 World Series, Philadelphia and New York. New York's going to win 11 years later. New York in number 11. That'll be a whole different video as well.